We all know there are numerous challenges to being a parent. Unexpected problems and confusing situations come up all the time that, frankly, we feel unprepared to address. One of the biggest concerns in parenting right now is technology and social media. How do we ensure a safe environment for our kids while also giving them freedom to explore the many good sides of technology? The devices that fit in the hands of our kids present an unmatched measure of access to anything and everything. The constant presence of screens, the unmitigated stream of information and interaction, well, where do we draw boundaries? Can we limit or eliminate some of those things without creating a social deficit for our kids and causing an isolated disconnect from their peers? In the TechWise family, Andy Crouch asserts that we can, but it can't happen effectively unless we replace those things with something better. Unless we create an appetite within our children for things that are more deeply fulfilling and satisfying than the technology that gives them regular doses of instant gratification. The book gives us 10 TechWise commandments that help us figure out how to navigate technology in our children. Number 1, we develop wisdom and courage together as a family. In order to effectively adopt and cling to this commandment, we have to believe that the primary function of a family is the formation of persons. The people who live with us see all of us. They have access to the good and the bad, the attractive and the ugly. They see our foolishness and our wisdom more clearly and more frequently than anyone else in life. For our children, this means that home is a unique environment, a safe place to fail as well as succeed and grow. As parents, we constantly make an effort to push our children toward better behavior. In the same way that a healthy church scoops us up when we're hurting, loves us, and points us toward spiritual health, we can and should emulate this in our own family dynamics. And to do that, we have to be present with one another. The most effective answer to technology is a life filled with fulfilling human interactions. Number 2, we want to create more than we consume. So we fill the center of our homes with things that reward skill and active engagement. As a result of technology and its constant improvements, our expectations constantly edge toward perfection. And not only perfection, but easily achieved perfection. From image filters that smooth our skin to the expertly edited auto-tuned music that we listen to, creative expression has never been easier and has never required less effort or collaborative engagement with another human being. To combat this, we can fill the center spaces of our home with items that celebrate learned skills, offer opportunities to develop our own, and bring us together. Cabinets filled with board games and space to use them, areas allocated to crafts or creative work, musical instruments in the homes, and lots of books. Decorations purchased from real people who worked with their hands to create beauty. Celebrate good food that requires skill and practice to make. The simple act of creating proximity to different things that require active engagement, will automatically nudge us in the right direction. Number 3, we are designed for a rhythm of work and rest. 1 hour a day, 1 day a week, 1 day a year, we turn off our devices and worship, feast, play, and rest together. Now, this model may look different for each family. However, the guiding principle here is to actively work to maintain our ability to function without technology, to turn it off regularly and remember who we are apart from it. Number 4, we wake up before our devices do. And they go to bed before we do. Most of us fall asleep with our devices in hand, then reach for them again as soon as we open our eyes. It's become so routine that we do it without thought. Consider choosing a place for your devices to go to bed and leave them there when you and your family are in your own beds. This practice safeguards our children from long nights alone with their devices and allows us, as well as our children, to really rest. Number 5, we aim for no screens before double digits at school and at home. I know this sounds incredibly radical to some of us, but the idea here is to protect our children from the innate attraction to ease. Teach them to embrace tasks that require exertion, effort, and engagement rather than constantly begging for entertainment. Number 6, We use screens for a purpose. And we use them together rather than using them aimlessly or alone. A simple principle, but not at all an easy one. Rather than scrolling through social media for constant entertainment or distraction, we can learn to look for opportunities to see beauty and interest all around us in the physical world. As a result, we will teach our children to do the same. Number 7, car time is conversation time. Research shows that meaningful conversations take at least 7 minutes to really begin. 7 minutes for us to exhaust our small talk and really experience a deep level of communication. We find ourselves trapped in our vehicles with our children so routinely, and we tend to miss the opportunity that it presents. All of our shuttling back and forth to and from activities, errands, all places us in a confined, limited environment that will offer a unique opening for real communication with our kids if we allow it to do so. So next time you're in the car, turn off the iTunes playlist and the backseat TV and have a conversation with your kids. Number 8, parents have total access to children's devices and as spouses to one another's passwords. Nothing has been made more accessible by technology than sex, and we have to face the reality of how easy it is for our children to be exposed to inappropriate content, either intentionally or accidentally. We can require total access to their technology and offer our spouses total access to our own devices. We should require that these devices do not go to bed with them so as to limit the temptations offered by empty hours spent alone at night with unlimited access to the cyber world. Number 9, we learn to sing together. Don't let recorded and amplified music take over our lives and worship. This ties closely with commandment number 2, the practice of appreciating and celebrating a skill and effort put forth by real people, left unpolished by technology. It may not be that your family is gifted musically, but the experience of making music is a deeply human one that requires engagement. In our appreciation of talented people who create musical offerings for us to consume, let's not forget to participate ourselves. Let's remember that music is for everyone, not just the gifted or those who can offer the most polished presentations. Number 10, we show up in person for the big events in life. We learn how to be human by being fully present at our moments of greatest vulnerability. It may seem that this commandment is loosely tied into the subject of technology, or maybe not even at all, but in fact nothing draws us away from technology like deep human experiences. Consider the birth of a new baby or the death of a friend. In the case of a birth, we may frantically take photos and use technology for practical purposes, but social media rarely fascinates us in those moments. And in times of sadness, the cheap thrills of technology hold no appeal. Nothing grounds us in the real world like the intentional prioritization of the moments that matter in life. A friend's wedding, a visit to a loved one who's dying, showing up for a funeral. Technology will automatically take a back seat when we live a life that revolves around the things that matter most. Thanks for watching this brief explanation video on another great book. For more resources like this, visit our website mwschaefer.com or visit our nonprofit ministry g6allies.com.